Welcome back. I feel like we just saw you.
I know. I think you guys missed me. Or maybe I missed you.
Well, you did say previously you wanted to fight more often. So is this a good thing that you're fighting in 2 months?
Yeah, I think we had a month in between. I fought July 20th, and we're fighting, 5 weeks later, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's good.
Do you prefer having that kind of quick turnaround, or would you rather have a full camp?
I'd rather have a full camp, personally. But the benefits of just coming right off a fight is weight's low, you're in shape. So really at that point you're not fully just maintaining, but obviously that's not like the biggest concern. I really got to focus on the game plan leading to this fight, which is nice.
Can you talk to me a little bit about when you got the call? What were you doing? What were your first thoughts when you got the name?
I want to say it was a Wednesday. It might have been the week after the fight. It was around dinner time, you know what I mean? I was probably eating some pizza, so I got to enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, he called me. He's like, "Hey, man, Cal Nelson is no longer fighting Calvin Kattar. Would you want to step in?" I was like, "Man," I've always kind of thought, me and him would probably cross paths at some point, anyways. I was like, "I'm in shape." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to my coaches about it, see what they think." Because my fight was pretty, not easy, but I didn't come out really, really banged up. So I had that in my favor, but my body just definitely goes through it during camp. So my coaches wanted to make sure that I was good, and I was like, "You know what, man?" I was like, "Let's just go for it. Let's go for it. Let's make, let's just keep going at it and just trying to be successful and make big things happen around here." So that's what we're doing.
What do you think of Kyle just as an opponent?
As an opponent, worthy opponent for sure. He's on a 3-fight win streak, I believe, and one of our streaks has to end, man. So kind of stakes are a little higher than usual, but yeah, man, he's good, durable. He looks strong. I'll see that on Saturday. So yeah, man, he's definitely a game opponent. I'm excited to share the cage with him.
I know you always prepare for the full three rounds, but do you anticipate it going that far with him?
To decision?
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm always prepared for that, but I don't like decisions. When I have to put my fate in 3 judges, I don't like my. I don't. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. I like having my own odds. I like creating my own stuff. You know what I mean? And if I can go in there and have a finish, I'm not going to go out there and just go crazy, but, I'm definitely going to go out there and I'm going to fight the way I normally fight, and it normally gets me my knockouts or TKOs or whatever. I don't like to go to a decision, because then I'm putting my fate in someone else's hands.
And I know you don't want to look past him, but looking at your future and the rest of the year at least, do you anticipate fighting again before the end of the year? Do you want to take a longer layoff since you're taking 2 right back to back, or?
My coaches said they don't want to see me back in the gym for another month after this fight. So, but I think the only one I would ever consider probably this month is if it's at Madison Square Garden. I've always wanted to fight there. It's a pretty iconic place. I'd consider, a fight, there, but I'd probably wait till next year.
Will you listen to them and actually wait a month, or we're going to be back in there a couple?
I told them I'll negotiate after 2 weeks.
Thanks.
That's literally what we said.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you do anything cool with that $50K you got in your last fight?
You don't see the $50K right away, but I'm still waiting for it. I'm hoping it comes through. I'm like, I got to check my bank account. Hopefully soon.
Can you talk about, you've always finished people, but starting 1-2 in the UFC, and then this run that you've been on, you've looked fantastic. What's changed?
Thank you. I've always believed in myself. I've always been able to do that, but why is it so hard sometimes? You know what I mean? That's the biggest question. And you get to a point to where you got to make a decision. It's are you going to believe in yourself or you're not? And at the beginning of my UFC career, I was kind of doing some medical stuff, but this has always been the goal. So I'm going to try to jump on what I can get. After I suffered a loss in Singapore, I really had to, sit down with, my coaches, talk to my family, say a prayer or two, and definitely had to really just think about what I'm going to do. And I just told my manager, I was like, look, man, you give me another shot. I'm not going to embarrass you. I was like, and we're gonna make a good run here. And he got me the opportunity with Chase Hooper. It was not the easiest task. You know what I mean? I think I was supposed to lose that fight. I was a pretty big underdog. And then just one fight after another, man, you just believe you can do it. And I do believe that, I can hang with anybody in the world. And I believe that, I can beat almost anybody in the world. You know what I mean? At my weight class. And coming back down to 40, from 55 to 45 was the move to make. And now we're on this push, we're on this run, here in featherweight.
On top of that, like I said, you've always been exciting, but now it's like fans see you on the card, they're like, oh yeah, we're watching that card. Like, how does that make you feel?
I feel like that was my ultimate goal. That's been my biggest objective. Was if Steve Garcia is on the card, I'm tuning in. You know what I mean? Almost like this Cowboy Cerrone type of mentality. Anytime that you saw Cowboy was on there, you're like, it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? So I wanted that. I felt like I was kind of like, hidden a little bit in the prelims. You know what I mean? And it's fine. Like I'm willing to work my way through the bottom, get through it to get to where I'm at now. Everything that I feel like I have right now has been earned. So I'm okay with that route. I didn't have a whole country behind me. And if they do, congratulations if you have that. Hell yeah, you're a step of the game. You're ahead of the game. But for me, it was I felt like I had to fight tooth and nail to claw my way up to the main card. And finally, the last fight, I was able to just show you guys what I was able to do out there and what I'm here, what I'm about.
Thanks, man.